and welcome to a very much delayed review of Primeval. Yes, it has been 10 years since Primeval actually came to us, since the first series has aired, and I realised that I had reviews to finish for Primeval, so I'm here today to bring you my review of Primeval Series 5, Episode 5, which is the first part of the series finale. I choose to see it as a part 1 of the finale because it ends on a cliffhanger. So, the basic plot of this episode is that it starts out with Lester interrogating the team as to what's been going on and stuff, and then they basically have to agree to go and stop Philip from launching New Dawn. But before that, they have to deal with the T-Rex incursion. And then it goes on from there. They have to go into New Dawn and sabotage Philip before he can launch the operation. And then it's pretty much all guns blazing from there. Connor has to try and delay Philip, has to shut down the machine. The anomalies are opening all over the world. You know, the team are frustratingly struggling to keep things under control. And that's pretty much it. That's the plot. Now, if you're a regular viewer of mine in terms of the Primeval reviews, you'll know that I am not really a fan of Series 5. I just never really warmed up to it. Although I have to admit, I don't think this is a bad episode. It's actually, by the standards of this series, it's not bad. It's okay. Like, it's nothing amazing by any means. But I think I'd give it a pass. You know, I'd say, you know, it's passable. It's fine, it'll do. I mean, compared to the rest of the episodes, I'm not going to expect a masterpiece by any means. I guess the biggest compliment I can say is that at least there's a lot of action in this story, so it's quite... It's action-packed, so I guess that's the plus, really, and... yeah, but I don't know, I mean, it's the story. The problem is, by this point in the series, you just don't care about the story. I never invested in the central story arc, no pun intended, of the series, which revolves around this new dawn thing. I mean, we finally see Connor realizing that Philip is a dick, you know, and kind of he forms a how can I put it? Sorry about that. What I meant to say was, it's nice how Connor and Abby have finally patched things up. I just think Philip he's just a weak antagonist. Nobody cares about Philip. Like, he's not menacing, he's not threatening, he just is. He's just, yeah, like there's nothing dynamic about his character. The performance is okay, I guess, by Alexander Siddig. He does what he can with the role, you know. He's basically another mad scientist, not to the, like, extremities of Helen Cutter in series 1 to 3, but Philip's just nothing. Like, I never really cared about Philip, and, you know, in this episode, he's not much threatening. He's just bland. He's just bland. Let's talk about the other cast. Ciaran McMenamin as Matt Anderson. This has got to be one of the funniest performances he's ever given. It is so laughably bad. I mean, there is one moment, I kid you not, which I pissed myself laughing. Because, I mean, it's meant to be dramatic, it's meant to be serious, but the way he delivers it, it's just hilarious. I'm going to play you the clip, actually. If you watch the clip, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Only one of us can be right.
Yeah, he's he's laughably bad in this story. Laughably bad. Oh my god. And just when he's like he like punches Philip, and then he's like about to punch the two guys, he's like getting himself geared up, it's like, ooh, and then he gets punched, and the two guys restrain him. He's like, Philip, no, Philip, I've seen this, they're gonna kill everything, Philip, no, like, Philip, no, stop. I mean, I'm sure the actor's a nice guy, but I don't think the talent is there. He just doesn't give a shit about this part. It's so bad. I'll say that the best performances are probably Andrew Lee Potts, who plays Connor. He's been pretty much consistent throughout the entire run of the UK show, which I'll give him credit for. And Hannah Spearritt does a little bit better this time. I felt that in series 4 and 5, she's kind of losing interest now. She's losing interest in the part, and she's kind of giving up. Emily, I don't know why she's in the series, to be honest. She's here for no reason. And in this episode, she doesn't really do anything. Like, she has a fight with a guard, and that's really it. Yeah, Emily's just... I never really liked Emily anyway in Series 4, so I'm not really that bothered about her in Series 5 either. And of course, we have Lester. Lester's really good in this, actually. He's very nice. For the first time in the show, he's actually giving a very lovely compliment to Jess when he says, you know, you don't get the credit you deserve, but you are genuinely brilliant at the job you do, because anomalies are opening everywhere, and Jess is like head of communications. Jess is all right. Again, I found her role a little bit pointless, but you know, she's all right. I guess she's nice eye candy for the lads, and her and Lester have some good banter, so that's good. And there's a funny scene when Lester goes down to the car park and shoots one of the creatures to stop and to not get a scratch on his car. I thought that was quite funny. The episode is like I said, it's action packed. I do feel like the first half of this episode is kind of filler, like the whole T-Rex, G-Rex thingy, whatever. I think it's a T-Rex that rampages through the streets. That was kind of filler. Like it should have just been about them going to Philip and stopping the New Dawn. I mean, Becca's good too. He gets involved in the action as well. This is a very action heavy story. This is a very action heavy episode, and I do think the the episode is trying way too hard to be dramatic, and it just doesn't work for me because you haven't invested in the story from series 4 to 5, and you don't care about any of the characters apart from maybe Abby and Connor and Lester and possibly Jess, but that's about it. I mean, so whenever they try to be dramatic, like when Connor gets pulled through the anomaly, you're like, I don't care. I don't care, because you know we're going to see Connor again in the next episode, so it doesn't do anything for me. Like it just doesn't do anything for me. And April's death is just terrible. It's just laughably bad. April was never really my favourite character anyway, but to give her such a lame death, it just makes you wonder, what was the point of even having her in the series? She's one of the worst characters they ever created. It's not the actress's fault. The actress is all right. She even though I think her English accent is a little bit slippy, but she's not too bad in this episode. Although her death scene with the bats is just terrible. But yeah, I didn't think she was that good in the series anyway. I mean, at the end, I can't really say much. The CGI is good. The CGI in action is good, but the story I don't give a crap about. It has some funny moments, you know. There's some decent moments of acting from Andrew Lee Potts and Hannah Spearritt in this story, so they're nice. And it's nice to see Abby and Connor's relationship that's sort of fully developed now. But it tries way too hard to be dramatic and epic. There's a lot of action. It does keep itself moving, I'll say. I'll give it this. It is fast moving, but yeah, that's it really. I'm gonna give episode 5 a 6 out of 10. Pass, it'll do. It's just because the story hasn't grabbed me from before, so I don't care about anything that goes on, and also it's just literally action. There's not much of a story, so, and some of the characters you don't care about, some of the acting's just poor, like especially from Matt. So yeah, 6 out of 10. So that's pretty much it, guys. That is my review of Primeval Series 5, Episode 5. Stay tuned for my 6th and final review of Series 5. But until then... Yes. Thank you all for watching my reviews. And also, I want to recommend a subscriber. My subscriber, Louis Ben, who's a devoted Primeval fan. I would please encourage that you check out his videos. He does, like, vocal reviews of the show. And he's done some rankings and stuff. He's a massive Primeval fan. He's the biggest fan I know. So I would encourage you to go and watch his videos. And we're going to try and make a Primeval sketch at some point. So, yeah, and also happy 10th anniversary, Primeval. Yay! I will be doing a celebratory video at some point, which I won't say what it is yet, but it will be a nice surprise, I hope. So, yes, stay tuned for my episode 6 review, guys, and thank you all for watching. And as always, I'm Mr. TARDIS11. See ya.